Hey all, welcome back to another My Hero Ultra Rumble video. This time I want to talk about some of the features and mechanics of the game, explain what I know, and talk about a few issues that'll be important for the community to understand. And hopefully the developers will chime in at some point and make things more clear for us. I'm having a blast with the game so far, but there are a couple of mechanics that aren't very well explained, and I'd like to take a look at those today. The first and the biggest question on my mind is how the distribution of character upgrade cards works. Is it completely random, meaning that each time you open a chest in the game will roll a random number generator and it's possible that anything can drop for any character? There are five different types of character classes, so is it an even distribution? 20% of the power ups will be red, 20% yellow, and so on for an even distribution? Or is it proportional to the number of each type of character that's currently in the game? For example, if there are 24 players per game, and each of the teams hypothetically consisted of Deku, All Might, and Mount Lady, would that mean 100% of the character cards are yellow in that case? Something that would be good for us to know. One of the things that I've noticed, and this is anecdotal, mind you, it's just my experience with a small sample size of matches, but it seems to me like I'm not seeing enough blue and green character cards, and that would make sense if it was proportional, because the most popular characters in the game are red and yellow. So if you have any insight into how the power-ups work, please let us know your experience in the comments section below, and hopefully we as a community can figure this out because the developers have not made that crystal clear yet. The next thing I want to talk about are how the various upgrade tiers work. As you upgrade your hero abilities, you'll hit different tiers where the appearance of the ability changes. The most obvious one that I can think of is for Mr. Compress when he throws out his basic projectile. He'll start out throwing a barrel, but as you upgrade the ability, he'll begin lobbing boulders and eventually tanker trucks full of gasoline. I haven't played enough of Compress to determine exactly how these projectiles differ, if it's simply a different visual effect, or whether the upgraded projectiles behave differently. I don't have the frame data, and I don't have a really good way of measuring this during the limited time with the beta test, but I think this would be helpful information for the community to have. Another example of inconsistent abilities is Gravity's AoE floating trap, which picks up all kinds of junk and then drops it on her opponents. Now, sometimes the ability will also pick up the enemy players along with the junk, and this immobilizes them for a couple of seconds, and your team can use that time to take them out while they're stunned. But it doesn't always scoop them up. And I'm not sure if this inconsistency has to do with how much Gravity has leveled up the ability, or whether it's down to if the enemy has broken their shield and they're low on health, or maybe it's just a bug. It's a beta, sometimes things aren't consistent, and it doesn't have to mean anything. But things like that are worth paying attention to as we play more of the game. And the final thing I want to bring up for this video today is the release date. Now, I'll keep this section short because I've only got speculation. I don't know anything more than anyone else. But the developers have been radio silent for nearly a year, and hopefully they'll recognize the kind of message that that sends to the community. If they're smart, they'll take this opportunity of renewed interest around the beta, and they'll start to be a little bit more forthcoming, hopefully feed us a regular stream of info and capitalize on everyone's excitement, because there's a lot of love for My Hero, there's a lot of hype for this game. I am genuinely having a good time with it. If I had to guess, they'll probably do one more beta test after this, and this time they'll probably be looking to test cross-platform compatibility, bring in the Xbox users, the Switch, and the PC players, make sure that they can support the game on all those various platforms. But mechanically speaking, I don't know that there's much left to do. The game feels in a ready state to me. There are things certainly that they can polish up, but it's a free to play game at the end of the day, and it feels like it's in a state where mechanically they're ready to launch. So hopefully they won't keep us waiting for too much longer, and the time we can get the community involved and not just the PlayStation folks next time. And that's it for today's video. Thank you all for watching. If there's anything I forgot to mention or any questions that you still have about the game, leave a message down below and I or maybe someone else in the Ultra Rumble community can chime in with an answer. But I've been Tempest Jet, and I will see you next time.